All right, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with one of the upcoming fighters in the middleweight division. The lanky, explosive, Devell Smith. Devell, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thanks for having me on the show.
Nah, thanks for being here, man. I've heard a lot about you. It's crazy. Like the first time I heard about you was actually a couple weeks ago. I was at the tank fight. I was sitting there, and one of the guys from Salida came, and he had said something to one of the other reporters. He said, there's this kid, Devell Smith from Detroit. He hits like a Mack truck. He kind of punches. He kind of fights a bit like Tommy Hearns. So for like people who don't know you, Devell, like, what could you tell them about your fighting style? Like, how would you describe your style in your own words?
I have a very versatile fighting style. Actually, I can switch it up. I can bang with you. I can go forward. I can box you and work the jab. I could fight on my back foot, moving backwards. Um, and I'm a very adjustable fighter. Whatever I have to do to get that win, I can go in there and get it.
Okay, okay. You kind of like from the fights I had watched of yours last night when I was getting ready for this interview. You seem to fight in a real educated manner. Like you use that lead hand to pin your opponents and probe and kind of like set up your power punches. Would you classify your style as a Kronk style?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely have a crunk style. That's where everybody get that Tommy Hearns comparison from.
Yeah. And those are big, like those are like big shoes to fill. I don't even think it's really fair to put that on any fighter, but like how do you feel about those comparisons?
I love them. It's a great big honor. Obviously, I have a lot more to do to, what I'm saying, fulfill that comparison. But it's an honor. The fans, they see me as somebody who can be a legend one day. So hats off to that.
Okay, okay. You like just like the little bit of time I've been talking to you, and even like your fighting style, it seems to be like you have a real mature like style, and you seem to be a real mature person. Where do you think like maybe your maturity comes from?
I'm not sure. I was always like this. I think my maturity, a lot of it will come from my mom. She's like the most mature person I ever met. She know how to
Yeah.
speak. She got her head screwed on straight, and she gave that to me. But as far as it go in the boxing world, I translated to that. I'm highly educated outside of boxing, and I bring it into boxing. I love to learn, and I soak up everything like a sponge. I could teach you a lot of things if you would need to know it because I learned it so well. And I consider myself to be a high IQ fighter. I'm not going to waste any punches, and I'm going to set up shots, and I'm just very calculated.
Okay. You mentioned you like that you're very educated outside of boxing. And in what ways are you educated? Would you say?
Every way, book smart, street smart. I could have
Yeah.
went to college if I wanted to, but this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Not for the rest of my life, because you can't do it forever. But this is a dream in the career that I wanted to pursue the most. It means the most to me. I wanted to be a successful professional boxer since I was 8 years old. We used to have a computer, and on the computer monitor screen, like the screensaver, it was a WBC belt forever.
Really?
Yeah, like, and it was like 10 of us in the house, but no, I'm like, nah, this is gonna be our lock screen because I was on the computer every day. It's the first thing I want to look at. I had pictures of the WBC belt in my room. I did school projects, and I'm like, WBC, I want to be a champion.
You
Like
want
that's
that
all I.
green belt?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
green one, man.
Okay.
That money
Okay.
belt.
Yeah, the money belt. Why boxing, man? Because this is a hard sport. Some people would say, boxing, it's not like as organized as other sports. Why boxing? What draws you to boxing so much?
I think it's because my stepdad, man, he loved boxing so much, and every night when we go into bed, we gotta go in the room and go to sleep. But all you would hear is "Let's get ready to rumble," and like you hear him all excited downstairs from the big punches, and you hearing about Roy Jones and Floyd Mayweather, and yeah, I got into it. It was the hardest thing I ever did in my life. I was getting beat up all the time to the point where I was crying tears. Like, and they like, man, why don't you just give it up, just quit? And I'm like, nah, like I gotta do that. I gotta get my get backs from all those kids that beat me up for starters. But then along the way, I just really fell in love with the sport. Once you accomplish things that's really hard, you feel like you can do anything, and you want to see how far you can take things. And the better I got, the more people like, man, this kid is special. He gonna be a champion one day. And it fuels me. It feels really good. Even when somebody say he don't really got what it takes, he ain't nothing. That fuels me too. I'm like, I do got what it takes. I'm gonna show you what I can do. So it just went from there. I just really fell in love with boxing.
Okay, it made you feel like a sense of maybe like fulfillment you don't get anywhere else.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
When I'm not boxing, it's the only thing I think about. I lay down, I go to sleep every day, and I'm just thinking about boxing, man.
Okay. I know you mentioned Floyd and some other guys. Like, who are maybe some other fighters that maybe inspired your love for the sport?
Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, Tommy Hearns.
Okay, big names, big guys.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But
You
also, growing up, I came up around a lot of professional fighters that was successful in the time period they were around me, and that also gave me a lot of hope, and it showed me that I could do exactly what they doing because we came from the same place and just things of that sort.
Okay, I think I read too that I guess early in your career when you were trying to turn pro before COVID or around COVID, you were working with Sugar Hill Steward as well.
Yeah, yeah. I was working with Sugar Hill, and we were going for Golden Gloves, and right before Golden Gloves, like 3 weeks before Golden Gloves, they shut everything down. And Sugar Hill went to go and train Tyson Fury, and he couldn't take me with him. It's a heavyweight camp, and he told me to just stay in the gym, keep getting stronger, and eventually I'd be able to go to camps with him and things like that. But I kind of just cast it off to the side. And about a year later, I got back in the gym. I found one of my old coaches that I used to train with, Nelson Figueroa, and we found a WBC tournament to enter for fighters with 5 fights or less. So I had my debut in Texas in the WBC tournament, knocked the first guy out, and then knocked the second guy out, and I won the WBC tournament, and then I went and signed with Dimitri Salita not long after.
Okay, well that's kind of fitting, right? Because you had the WBC lock screen on your phone. Now you turn
Yeah,
pro and you're in the tournament now. So
yeah, it's amazing. It's the first thing I went for, and it's not it's not the big WBC belt, but it's WBC, man. It's the first thing I won, just entering it. A lot of people don't even have titles, and they 15, 20 fights in. I got a WBC title off the bat. It feels amazing.
nah,
I won it years ago, but I still carry it with me to every fight, every event we go into. I gotta have it there.
for sure, for sure. It's the precursor to other big things in your career. God willing, progressing. Your weight class is really interesting because I think right now the middleweight division, it's not the strongest weight class in boxing right now. It's kind of going through a bit of a transitional period. Do you feel like maybe like you're the guy that brings some much needed excitement back to the middleweight division?
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I want to be a very exciting fighter, not just high IQ. I don't want people to see me as a boring fighter. So I got power in both hands. So you're going to see a lot of power, a lot of calculated decisions that I'm making in the ring. You're gonna see everything from me. So definitely, I don't think it's anybody in this division that could beat me. Honestly, I know it's top guys in here now, but I'm on my way up to the top, and I'm definitely going to meet them there, and they're gonna find out who DeVille Smith is very soon.
So I know you're 9-0 with 7 knockouts at this moment in time. You think maybe like what 3, 4 fights down the line you're in the top 15
In the world or in the country? Because in the country,
in
I'm
in, in
already
the world because I saw your box rec ranking because you're not ranking the sanctioning bodies yet. Your box rec ranking is 78, so
Mhm.
you're probably about a couple wins away from being a top 20 or 15 fighter.
Yeah, it all depends on my next few fights that I have coming up. I've been fighting a lot of journeymen at the time, mostly because I had an injury uh, back in February, so it took me out of the ring for a few months. And this last fight I just had last month was my first fight back, and I got this fight. So hopefully sooner or later, then bigger fights will come along, and then I climb the rankings faster than I am now.
For sure. How? Because I know every fighter is different. Some guys, you know, they follow the weight class to the T. Some guys don't even care. Do you follow the middleweight division like real closely or no?
Yes and no. I keep an eye on it on BoxRec, seeing the names that's at the top of it, you know. But I'm not obsessed with it. I'm upset. I'm more obsessed with myself and what I'm doing and believing in myself. Because if I'm training hard and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I'll get up there and everything's gonna come to me.
Okay. Is there anybody maybe like that? Because you mentioned earlier like the WBC belt, like Carlos Adames is the WBC belt. I know there's Johnny Beck. Is there a specific champion you want? Because you're not. I really don't think you're that as far as what you probably think with your ranking.
No, nobody in particular. Whoever has it at the time when I'm up next is who I want.
Okay.
You know, I don't have my eye on the specific person. Whoever got that belt.
Yeah. Whoever's got it, I guess, can hand it over. But you cut out the bell. There you go.
Sorry about that. I keep getting so many phone calls.
Yeah, everyone's blowing up your phone now. You ain't even won the WBC belt and they're blowing up your phone already. That's crazy.
Right?
No, but as far as you mentioned the fact that you had been around a lot of pros, you know, coming up. Who are maybe some of the guys you've been in the gym with, maybe sparred with that people would know?
I sparred with Eric De Leon, Janelson Figueroa, Charles
Okay.
Conwell, Isaiah Steen, Tony Harrison, Vladimir Shishkin. I was just down there in camp a week ago, and we were
Okay.
sparring every day. I was helping him get ready for his title fight that he had with William Skull over in Germany. Sparred with Shojahan Ergashev, sparred with a lot of Russians. Man, I only get in the ring with professional fighters since I was 19 years old, and I'm not scared to get in the ring with anybody because I can handle my own with everybody I get in there with.
Yeah, you seem like the strong, silent type.
I am.
Yeah,
silent killer.
silent killer. Nah, you mentioned Tony Harrison too, man. Tony Harrison, one of the former world champion, guy with a high IQ. What do you remember about being in the ring with him, sparring?
I only was in the ring with him for a couple of rounds, but he very precise. He very precise. He's slick. He know how to rip his body shots. He kind of got a little Kronk style of his own because he came up out of the Kronk gym himself.
Right.
Be a very fast, precise, skilled fighter. It was fun in there with him. I wanted to do some more rounds with him going forward, but it didn't work out. It didn't turn out to be what I wanted it to be. But yeah.
Well, I know he's fighting soon again. I'm pretty sure he's moving up to middleweight because I remember he was fighting on pro. He's supposed to fight on pro box soon. I don't know if that's still happening, but maybe you guys work together again.
Hopefully, most definitely. I was just at his gym a couple of weeks ago before my last fight. I had to go there. He got the hottest gym in Detroit, and it's cold out here at this time. It's frustrating because it's hard to lose weight. So I hit up his brother, his coach, and I'm like, man, can I go there and get off a couple pounds? He's like, come on, man, you're always welcome. So, yep.
That's good.
Hopefully,
That's good.
I get with him again.
For sure. And then you mentioned also to Charles Conwell, one of the top 54 pounders, guy that has a big amateur background as well. How was that work?
Nah, that's a monster. Okay.
Yeah.
Charles Conwell is a beast, man. He definitely gave me a hard time, but I learned a lot from him. There's some things that he do in the ring that he done on me that I can go and do it to other people because I learned it. Yeah, he puts a lot of pressure on you, break you down fast. Very intimidating in the ring, but it's fun being in there with him. I want to get in the ring with him again too, just to get some high quality work and see where I'm at. I haven't been in the ring with him in, I want to say 2 years, 2.5 years. And, guys like that, they got to switch, right? So I feel as if he wasn't even giving me his best. He was very difficult to handle in there. So I want to see where I'm at, test the waters with him again,
Yeah, those high level pros, they have gears. They all have gears. They all seem to know how to turn it up the gears.
For real. I would say Vladimir Shishkin and Charles Conwell would be the toughest guys I ever been in the ring with up to date.
Yeah. What specifically about them make them the toughest?
The pressure, the gear change, the punch placement, the speed, just everything about that game. They just on a whole nother level. The work ethic that they have. You know, if you're not there yet, it's hard to match. You know, you can only go at their pace for so long. A lot of the guys I'm in the ring with, I can control the pace all day long. But these two guys in particular, you know, I can't control the pace as easy as I can with everybody else. So
yes, you gotta kind of like learn on the job.
yep, yep. I'll get there. You gotta
For
be
sure.
in the ring with them to get better, you know?
For sure, for sure. What was your amateur background like? Because like those guys have pretty big amateur background. But what was yours?
I didn't have a huge amateur background. I want to say it was 23-9. I fought. I only fought in tournaments. I fought in
Okay.
ringside. I won ringside.
Oh, so they,
I,
they, they just turned you open. You were open class fighter like right away.
no,
Okay.
not right away. I won my first ringside when I was novice, and then after that, I won it twice. I won a tournament called Title, and
Yeah.
then after that, I um I fought in Silver Glove Nationals when I was 15. I ended up losing. That's when I stopped boxing. So I turned 18. And then as I was going for Golden Gloves, you know that story. So
Okay. Okay. All right, Devel. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up because they're telling me to wrap it up. But before I let you go, man, any final message to the boxing world about like your next fight or just what you have going on? Anything?
yeah, next week, October 18th, I'll be fighting in Puerto Rico at the Coca-Cola Music Hall. It's going to be an amazing show. We got a lot of great fighters, a lot of great fights coming up. So just tune in. It's going to be very entertaining, very exciting, and you do not want to miss this one.
Yeah, I'll be tuning in, man, because they keep saying, this kid's Tommy Hearns, and you can't. I don't know about Tommy Hearns yet, but you can really punch. From what I've seen, you got real punching power. So definitely want to watch middleweight. But Devel, we'll have you back in the channel later on in the future. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Yep. God bless.
All right.